like J.Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock, Clapitup LA with Dazy Lyn. Let's go, let's go. All right, now, you are a woman of many hobbies: boxing, painting, planting, meditation. You said, I experience anxiety and anger. And before we jump into your first hobby as a child, which was drawing, we need to talk about the first time you picked up a straightener at 12 years old and you took it all the way here. Doing cuts, hair is something that you take serious. Now, how do you feel when that's art? So how do you feel when you get to somebody's hair, you do it up, you take pride in that?
Oh my God, immense pride. One, because they're trusting me to touch their crown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hair is just full-on spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for someone to allow me to touch their hair and to cut it, it's such an honor. Thank you so much for trusting me all these years, and you know, for just providing a way of life for me. Y'all pay my bills. Y'all are the ones that help me pursue music. You know, it's because of my clients.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to that. Now, when you pick up this when you pick up the curling iron, was a curling iron at 12?
Well, there's a story that I haven't actually said publicly, so I love this one very much. When I was 8 years old, my mom took me to a hair salon to get her hair done. My mom's hair is curly, and they used to blow dry it every single time, right? So the guy's blow drying her hair, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and we get in the car, and I go, you know, Mom, I can do that. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, yeah, it's easy. I know how to do that. Just get me a brush, and I'll do it for you. And she was like, okay. So she buys me the round brush and brings it home. And you know, the next time she wanted her hair straightened, I was the one that did it. Yeah. So I did it at a very young age. Like, I've always had a relationship with hair where I could manipulate it in any way that I wanted to. Hair was just obedient when I touched it. You know. So it was just this natural relationship that I had. And I never realized that it could be something that I could do for work.
Wow.
Never.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to that. If y'all didn't know, hairstylists, barbers, they be making money. They make dough. Okay?
Yeah. They do.
So, okay, now there's a process to this. Before you can be great at anything, you have to make mistakes. Did you ever make some mistakes on somebody else's hair?
I made a few, and it was mainly with like coloring. When I first started off, I did color, I did nails, barbering, braiding, I did it all before I became just a curly hair specialist. And I did keep a book on me where I would write down the mistakes that I did, and I would write down the name of the girl that I fucked up on, and you know, because I'd say, don't leave the toner on for too long. Hair might turn blue.
Wow.
Antonia. You know, I would put the name, you know, because there were a lot of things that I learned. You know, there's especially when it comes to color, it's very delicate.
Did you ever find yourself having to give a discount because you messed up?
No, never discount, but they would come back and get it fixed. Like, thank God that, like, I've truly been gifted with the hair stuff. So it was never something that I couldn't handle, that I couldn't fix.
That's a beautiful thing, because you found that passion so early. You know what I'm saying? That it's kind of hard for people to find something as a kid. You know, you say you want to do things, but we don't actually get to do them because we don't really believe in it, or maybe it's here one day, gone tomorrow. So we got to give a shout out to that.
I mean, what I can say is, it's crazy that I was naturally good at this my entire life, from, you know, me being a very young girl, and for me to think that that would never be a route, I think that's crazy. You know, like my dad is one of my biggest supporters, but at the time when I was about 17 years old, my grandma, she used to kind of push it on me and say, hey, go to beauty school, I'll pay for it, go. And my dad was kind of the one like, no, you don't want to be known for doing hair. Like, he wanted me to live his dream of like being like in real estate or being a cop or like a detective or something, you know. And me being a daddy's girl, I wanted to please him, you know. And I did the whole real estate thing. I tried, you know, but I'm I'm just an artist at heart, so I couldn't contain that for too long. I should have pursued it right after high school.
Yeah, a lot of us feel like that.
Had I done that at 18, 17 years old when I graduated, like, who knows where I'd be now. But, you know, I actually started at 24. And it was a turning point, major turning point in my life, you know, because you know, I had struggled financially all my life, and when I got to that specific point, I was fed up. I was just like, yo, I am done with this. I'm so tired of being broke. I'm so tired of studying all the time, because at that time I was in community college. I had majored in 3 different majors. I had been in college for 6 years. Each time I changed my major, I would complete the 2 years and be ready to transfer, and something in me would be like, no, this isn't right.
Yeah.
This isn't right. Let me try it again. You know, and by this point, I was done. I was like, I'm done with these tests. I'm done studying. Like, I just want to party. I just want to make money. Like, I just want a job, right?
Get me out of here.
Yeah, and like, I had gotten to a point where I was so fed up with my life, and I don't remember what I was listening to. I wish I could remember so I can give them credit, but they basically asked this man, how did you get to the position where you were at? And he said, well, I took a paper down and I wrote down all the things that I thought that I was good at naturally. It didn't matter what it was. I wrote it down and I circled all the ones that I could charge for. So that same day, I did the exact same thing. I was like, nails, hair, right? And I'm writing down all the things that I think that I'm good at. And what it boiled down to was beauty school, and I signed up for it 2 weeks later.
Man, shout out to that.
Yeah, and you know, that's really what kicked it off. Just being so desperate to get out of the situation that I was in, and I knew that I was the only one that could save myself. So I made the moves necessary to do it, and you know, here I am.
Well, clap it up to that, y'all. Clap it up to that. Now, I can relate to that because I was working a job I hated. I mean, well, I kind of like the first job I had, I said, yeah, this ain't meant for me. Like, I don't think working for somebody is for me. However, I didn't know exactly what was for me until I started trying things. And once I started trying things, I stumbled upon motivational speaking. Then I got inspired enough to do interviews, and that's why we're sitting here today. But ultimately, you know, we have to live with our decisions. You know, if we want to go for something, I feel like it's much better that you take that chance or take that risk to go for what you want, or settle with living the rest of your life and being bitter and old.
It requires the same energy.
Yeah, like, and I think when I see older people that, you know, seem bitter and unhappy, I think it's because they just didn't go for what they wanted in life. And I don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to take a risk. And we all got to do something. We all got to put ourselves in position to grow and whatever we want to do. Now, we got to give a huge shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Curly, your golden Cape parakeet, which I thought you was going to bring today, who you rescued at a swap meet around 2018 or 19. And you just recently found out that it's a girl. You know what I'm saying? So that's a crazy situation. Now, you have this thing for owls. You draw them on occasion, and you say they're always with you. And it stands out. What stands out is that you're an animal whisperer. Okay, so how do you get into becoming an animal whisperer?
It's something that you're born with. I feel, you know, just as I was born with the gift of doing hair, I was born with the gift of communicating with animals. You know, I've always been that way since I was younger. You know, I grew up with a rabbit, a hamster, lots of marine life, you know, and it wasn't until I got to live in the house that I do now that we started getting dogs and cats and birds and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely been something that I've always had, and I do feel I inherited it from my dad because my dad is the exact same way.
Wow, yeah. Shout out to that, man. Now,
Yeah.
It's super dope because you are such a powerful person, you know, especially if you step up in a booth, you know what I'm saying, hearing your story and when you open up, it is very inspirational. So one of the things I wanted to highlight was this caption here. You said, I just want to say I've never felt cleaner. No liquor, no meat, more water, more exercise, and honestly, I've come to realize that the only reason why I was jealous of another woman's body is because I wasn't working on mine. I used to compare myself often and beat myself up about my image, but I don't do that anymore. It's like every time I sweat, I feel more comfortable in my own skin. It feels good not to want to look like someone else. I just want to share that and remind y'all, we are all made differently. Take care of yourself and own your shit. Clap it up to that, y'all. In this moment, when I saw that caption, that meant something to me because, like I said earlier, I've compared myself. I felt like I wanted to be other people. How long did it take you to finally realize this and change it?
So ayahuasca was a ceremony that I did when I turned 30 years old. And for those of you who don't know what ayahuasca is, it is a plant medicine done by indigenous people. They're the ones that have carried the medicine and protected it. And I actually went to Peru. I was in the jungles of Peru, and I sat with a medicine man, and we drank the tea. And when you drink the tea, you go into another realm. I like to call it the realm of truth. It strips you completely of this human form, and it just shows you sacred truths, right? And through this, I was able to see myself in an outside perspective, and I was able to see what I was doing wrong. And it's just like, wow, I do it often, where I compare myself, where I feel jealous of others. So many emotions, negative emotions, and it was something that I really had to actively try to stop and persuade myself to think differently. It takes a lot of effort and dedication to change who you are, and it's the level up that keeps calling my name.
That's right.
So I credited all my change to ayahuasca, for sure.
Straight like that, y'all. Clap it up to that. In just a second, we'll be back with Dazy Lyn, who's going to be performing a song for y'all. So hang tight. Clap it up LA, Dazy Lyn.
Clap it up like J.Brock, cause I can score with a second on the clock.
Everywhere that we go, can you hear that?
Yes.
Is it loud enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a rapper beat, bitch.
VIP. Everywhere that we go, his secret crush, but I think that she low. Panic when I pull a Cena with my Clio. Miss Curry never fishing at the free throw. Watch my heat go. Where my free clothes. Watch my heat go. All about the CeeLos. I like it when he watch me do what I do. Step on that yes, so when I move, I'll move. Dinero's el motivo. I ain't feeling you. Usted me testigo. I only speak the truth. He like it when I call him Big Daddy in the booth. Left hand on the Bible, right hand rocking jewels. He think about me, he should think about you. I think about him too and the loot. Came up from the bottom, comenzamos desde cero. Porque mi vida de kilo, I got that fuego. Si me porto mal, blame it on that ghetto. You know what it is, blame it on that ghetto. VIP, everywhere that we go, his secret crush, but I think that she low. Panic when I pull a Cena with my Clio. Miss Curry never missing at the free throw. Watch my heat go. Where my free goes. Watch my heat go. All about the Legos. Let's go.
Yeah, clap it up, make some noise for Dazy Lyn. Clap. Watch the heat go.
Watch my heat go. They spoiling me out here with this VIP shit. VIP. Everywhere that we go, his secret crush. But I think that she knows.
The superstar treatment, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Thank you.
Alright, y'all, so this right here, thank you again, Dazy Lyn. This right here will actually wrap up Clap It Up LA Live. We're in the building in Dazy Lyn. I want to thank all y'all for pulling up, man. It's it's only up and it's stuck. Straight like that, Clap It Up LA with y'all.